CRM free, no micro purchasing, no always online, no pay to win. Before the days are free to play, we chose the way that we keep traveling. When shadows fall upon our land, when trolls are trolling, we make a stand. Join our adventure, boost our sails. The Book of Unwritten Tales.
King Art sure knows how to make a trailer, poking fun at some of the more annoying recent trends in gaming, and a bit of a stab at EA in particular surely wins them a lot of friendly smiles amongst gamers. However, this also means that they'll have to show that they can walk the talk and offer a quality product that is both user and wallet friendly. The second volume of the Unwritten Tales, yeah, just go with it, takes place sometime after the events of the first game. Our heroes have all gone their separate ways and find themselves in new situations which will eventually lead them to one another once again, because, well, that's what sequels do, obviously. The elven princess Ivo has an arranged marriage on her hands, so a new adventure would come in handy to avoid all of that. Whilst the overly naive gnome Wilbur has been made into a teacher at the Mage Academy, and he is having a hard time managing those pesky students. And our good pal and anti-hero Nate, with his critter buddy, are back to their old piratey scheming ways, which of course leads to its own kind of trouble. All is not well in the realm of Avantasia, as a new kind of evil seems to be spreading.
Do you remember the story of the Nothing? A big blackness that gradually swallowed a fairy kingdom bit by bit.
Of course.
This time it is much worse. It is pink.
Everything in the realm seems to get cutified, and the only one who can shed some light on the ordeal seems to have been murdered. So it's up to our main characters to figure out what's going on and how to stop it. And here we bump into one minor problem I have with the game, and that is that this overarching evil never feels all that threatening, nor present for that matter. The game feels more like an episodic experience. Now, these separate chapters and the environments, characters, problems and solutions you'll find within each are amazing, however. The game is cleverly written and chock full of funny dialogue, while still being able to keep relevant to the current context. The game is very long, especially for a point-and-click adventure. You can easily spend over 20 hours with the game. The time investment eventually leads to an ending that, just as in the first game, comes out of the left field and is very unsatisfying. It also leaves some aspects of the story being unresolved, and it sets itself up for another sequel. As much as this game is a work of fantasy, it's just as much, if not more, a work of comedy. It parodies other fantasy works and enjoys jokes at the expense of many movie and gaming series and tropes. It never goes fully overboard, however, and while it can come across as a bit pretentious concerning gaming malpractices a few times, it usually won't stick to one topic long enough to get annoying. The dialogue is delivered through great voice work, and the different actors did an excellent job of bringing their characters alive. This holds true for both new and familiar faces alike.
I wonder...
Mortimer.
No, I'm Nate. That's Critter.
But I seek Mortimer.
Here? Under the sand?
Why aren't you Mortimer?
I, don't know.
I did occasionally run into a bug where speech was either not playing or had a thick filter added to it for one line. This seemed to happen at random. While it's by no means a deal breaker, it did happen often enough to become noticeable.
Hello, I'm Wilbur Weatherby, Professor Wilbur Weatherby. I teach, so I'm pleased to make...
Something else worth noting, and a positive this time, is that the animation is a huge step up from the previous game. The characters move more fluently and have a lot of unique animations for the many actions they will perform. The whole game looks beautiful, honestly. With its vibrant colors and detailed objects, the world comes to life and is really fun to explore. The music, fully orchestrated and all, also helps in this regard and fits the different scenes. The tracks themselves are rather short, however, and will repeat after a small period of silence. Since you'll be seeing the same locations for quite some time, the tunes, whilst nice, can still grow repetitive. The actual gameplay has remained pretty much unchanged, but why change a winning formula? The game first lets you look at an object, and with a second click you might use, pick up or take another look at said item. The character will do the next most logical thing, which makes for a simple way to control everything. When pressing down the spacebar, you can highlight the hotspots on the screen too, so no pixel hunting required. One aspect I think is a step backwards from the previous game is item management. I like that the inventory was at the bottom of the screen, all you had to do was hover your mouse over it. Now you need to click to open your backpack to get to your items and click again to close it. This backpack, while open, can obscure some of your view. I have no clue why they opted to include this backpack, but the game feels less streamlined because of it. What did improve are the puzzles. While they are by no means hard, they are just done much better. Usually you will have multiple puzzles to figure out at a certain location, and if you get stuck on one, you can look into another. At a certain point in the game, it even opens up so you can have access to quite a few locations via a world map. There are also some mini games to help break up your adventuring. In a nice way to extend the replayability of the game, there are even a few side quests included. There's also at least 2 puzzles that you can solve in different ways. Most of these optional tasks are rather short and simple, but can still be fun. I especially enjoyed a particular side quest that involved time travel, which turned out to be a neat nostalgia trip. The prizes for completing these extra bits are outfits for your character, which honestly is quite underwhelming, but it's better than nothing and they can be sort of entertaining.
It feels somehow right.
In the first game, I felt that the devs didn't take full opportunity of coming up with puzzles involving multiple characters. It seems that they thought so too, as now there are quite a few more puzzles that will require multiple characters to work together, and of course, always with great interaction and banter between the lot. Perhaps there's even a bit too much talking for some people. Personally, I loved it, but I can see that it's not for everyone. If you intend to play this game, have some treats nearby, since most of your time will be spent listening to the engaging dialogue. And that's really how I'd recommend this game. If you're looking for a fun ride that's not too taxing on the brain nor reflexes and you enjoy parodies, this is totally up your alley. It's a game which is indeed all about the journey and less about the destination. Basically, if you like the first game, you'll find more of the same here. Loads more actually. Its length totally makes it worth the price of admission as well. If you didn't enjoy the previous outing, however, you won't be won over here either, I'm afraid. Personally, I can't recommend this game enough to adventure fans. This also still holds true for both the original as the Critical Chronicles. Well, that wraps up this review. I hope you've enjoyed it and thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, take care and happy gaming. Bye bye for now.
Why are you like that?
Like what?
So unfriendly, destructive, and such an arse.
Trolls troll.